Good morning, my people. Welcome to our AP Lang class overview for today, Wednesday, April 1st, 2020. Um, Couple of announcements. If you have not already heard, Texas schools will not reopen until May 4th at the earliest. Uh, Sad face. I'm going to post the CNN Five Things newsletter. Some important, I think, times now more than ever, it's important to be informed of what's happening. Not only so we can just be knowledgeable and be able to, have our own opinions about these things, but to stay safe, make sure our loved ones are also staying safe. So I'll be posting that along with this video in the next few minutes, well, as soon as I'm done. Reminder, Kyoko Mori school argument response is due today at 4 p.m. in the Google Classroom assignment. If you were not on the live calls yesterday, I went over, we started here at task 3. This is included in the assignment post as well as the post that I used yesterday before our Zoom meeting started. But we went over the prompt, we went over the success criteria, which is here. This is success criteria for an adequate argument paragraph. Went over the thinking steps, write a claim, select and develop evidence. Evidence should come from anecdotes from the essay as well as from your own personal experience. We looked at this exemplar and we evaluated the gaps and what's missing in this exemplar. We also looked at this updated success criteria, which added in one bullet point about providing evidence of the author's claim, and that's where one of those anecdotes should come from. And this was the color-coded exemplar that corresponds to this success criteria. So look at that, follow that. You also, again, we talked about having the option of adding nuance to your paragraph and adding a counter argument and rebuttal, just to add some sophistication and complexity to your paragraph. And this is where you will complete that argument response. Reminder again, we're only writing one body paragraph. All right, and that's it. So that's an overview of yesterday's Zoom meeting. It was a very brief meeting for those that were on the call. It was about 15 minutes at most. And that is the assignment. Again, let's do it 4 p.m. today. What else? So, speaking of which, there will be no Zoom meeting today or tomorrow. Reason being, today I'm going to use for strictly grading. And I may, to later today or tomorrow morning, just kind of post some misconceptions that I've seen in student work, or some things that I may need to clarify, or some patterns and trends that I'm seeing, for revisions. So I'll be, if I see those things, I may post that later today or tomorrow morning. So look out for that. I don't want to overload y'all with videos. So there'll be no Zoom meeting today or tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will post a class overview video tomorrow morning explaining Friday synthesis deconstruction our assignment. Some of you may have already started. That's fine. The video will just be kind of clarifying some things that you may have questions about, or addressing some misconceptions. Also, the video will also explain like why you're doing it. So look out for that tomorrow, bright and early tomorrow morning around 8:30 in the morning. Friday we'll resume regular Zoom meeting schedule because next week you'll be working on your PBAs. So PBA is a 2-part synthesis essay. So two-part meaning you'll be writing 2 separate synthesis essays. One will deal with the first question, which is what should be the primary purpose of public education. The second one will be dealing with what reforms should we prioritize in United States public education. So Friday we'll have a regular 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 3 o'clock meetings, in which we'll start by like developing a position and go through and you'll begin writing that. And the first one will be due on Wednesday, and the second one will be due on Friday. All right. But this is a quick look for those who've seen it. This is the this is a synthesis deconstruction assignment that will be due on Friday. It has 5 individual tasks. I put these in chapters so you can kind of move through each one as you please. But each activity needs to be completed in order to receive full credit. And in activity 4 is where you actually will write, again, an original body paragraph responding to the prompt, which is here. It's about, is college worth the cost? All right. So it is a synthesis deconstruction. You'll have to read through the prompt, read through the sources, deconstruct the prompt, deconstruct the sources. This part here is where you examine student samples. And this is like a post-writing reflection. So you have to complete all 5 activities. I guess this is an overview of the assignment, but I'll have a more thorough overview tomorrow morning. What else do we want to talk about? That's it. So yeah, I'm also posting again the 5 things. Go ahead and read it. It talks about President Trump, his news conference yesterday about the coronavirus and how his tone is a lot different than it's been before. So that's a good kind of mini practice on rhetorical analysis, looking at the shifts in tone that he has and really think about like why has his tone changed the way it has outside of the numbers. How has his rhetoric changed throughout the course? This is the first question we asked in this whole virtual lesson phase, but like, why has his tone changed? Why has his rhetorical situation changed? Census, encourage your family members to fill out the census. I have a friend who actually works for HCC, and they deal with the census a lot. And he expressed to me something I didn't think about, was that a lot of people are scared to fill out the census because they fear like some type of retribution from the government, whether that be ICE, whether that be deportation, IRS, whatever. Census does not deal with any of those organizations. Census is really just to get a head count of family households, how many people are in the households, and that information does not go to any of these organizations that might do harm to you or your family members. 3 talked about how the coronavirus is having an impact on prisons. Some people have advocated for people behind bars to be let out, due to the coronavirus, because people behind bars are at the most risk because they're all in an enclosed area and there's really nowhere for them to go. So that's a good section to read. 4 talks about the election, and 5 talks about how the Trump administration is trying to get rid of the Venezuelan president. So that may be some things, interesting things to know about what's happening in our world today. Again, if you need anything, honestly, feel free always to text, call me at any point. Last reminder about work that's due today. It's due at 4 p.m. It's important to turn these things in, not only because it's important to turn these things in, but again, as I've expressed in previous video, this is how you will be counted as far as attendance. Like the grades that we put into Google Classroom right now, eventually when we put these into Elluminate, that's how you will be counted as far as attendance. So make sure you're turning them in on time, if you can. If there are any complications, again, feel free to call, text me at any time to let me know. So again, just last reminder before I sign off, there's no Zoom meetings today or tomorrow. If you need a one-on-one face-to-face meeting to talk about the assignments or any issues that you're having, text me. I'll send out a link to you and we can chop it up on there. But that is it for me. I will see you all tomorrow morning, or you'll see me. And then I will see you all bright and early at 10 o'clock a.m. on Friday morning.